CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
So we need to go faster and do better.
Building homes for the North in the North, a new proposed plan from the District of Muskoka. Thank you for joining us. The housing crisis nationwide is no secret, but could robotics be the key to addressing that shortage in Muskoka? Well, the district wants to hear from you. Here's CTV's Luke Samard with the proposal for production in our own backyard.
Muskoka is done waiting around for housing to become more attainable.
We have over 700 households, individuals, couples, families, who are waiting for subsidized housing. Unfortunately, that number has only gone up with the affordability crisis in Canada and in Muskoka. And we know we need to build housing faster, subsidized housing to give these folks a place to live.
The District of Muskoka is debating leading into the private sector to build affordable housing for residents and is looking for feedback.
A new automated production facility, a factory to Muskoka that would build components for subsidized housing. So this would be a partnership with a private company to operate a factory here that would produce walls, floors, and ceilings.
The municipality wants to create a corporation that would be in charge of the factory and housing throughout the region. And while some admit housing is a problem in their community,
absolutely we have a problem with housing. Well, affordability. The rent is high. I look after a few places and the rent's just too high, and so any affordable housing would be great.
I think it's good in one way if they don't take a lot of the beachfront and like our parks to do it.
While the Chamber of Commerce takes a more cautious approach to the idea.
I have talked to builders across Muskoka now. They have concerns, good questions, yet they all agree. I mean, they need affordable and attainable housing for their staff as well. And here we are doing something.
Adding that the trades workers still need the work and the cost of the project needs to be clear.
We don't want to see something balloon out of cost. If it's $17 million, then it costs 3 times as much, then that's going to affect our businesses negatively as well.
Well, the municipality said if the program is approved, it could speed up the building process by almost 6 months. While the site is being prepared by workers, the apartment is being built in the factory.
That process is, in some cases, 60% faster, and we've seen examples of a 60-unit, 4-story apartment building being assembled in 2 weeks on site, having taken about a month in the factory.
The District Municipality of Muskoka will continue to receive public feedback until August 7th, but a decision is not expected to be made until after the municipal election when a new council is selected. Luke Samard, CTV News, Bracebridge.
A man was taken to hospital after a knife was thrown at him at Barrie's downtown this afternoon. It happened around 3 p.m. in the area of the 5 Points. Police say there was a fight between 2 people and a knife was thrown, injuring the victim. Paramedics say they transported a man to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The investigation is still ongoing and there's no one in custody at this point. Barrie police are looking for a truck and its driver after a collision over the weekend. This video was released of what is believed to be a gray Ram 2500 Laramie with chrome door handles, front grille and running boards. The truck will have a loud diesel exhaust and could have damage to the driver's side front bumper. Police say the truck was involved in a crash on Sunday at 9:15 p.m. on Bibby Court and failed to remain at the scene. If you have any information, you're asked to call police. Meanwhile, a 38-year-old Oro-Medonte man is facing charges after police say he was found asleep in the driver's seat in a running vehicle in Barrie on Wednesday. Fire and paramedics responded to the vehicle in the area of Lougheed and Athabasca roads around 5 p.m. They woke him up and spoke with him briefly before police say he tried to run away. But canines tracked him down a short time after. He's facing 3 charges, including operation while impaired. A Newmarket woman accused of abducting her young sons and taking them to Poland 17 years ago after losing custody to their father is heading to trial. CTV's Mike Arcelides reports.
Behind bars and denied bail, Edyta Ustaszewska-Watkins is scheduled to stand trial next October before a judge and jury, accused of abducting her sons from their father in 2009 and fleeing to Poland. Arrested earlier this year and extradited back to Canada, Ustaszewska-Watkins had been living in Europe as one of Canada's most wanted fugitives for the alleged kidnapping of her young sons from their father, who had been awarded sole custody of his boys 2 months prior to their disappearance.
They're physically on the run. If they're being hidden, they're on the run. That's not a life to live for any child.
Her ex-husband, Stephen Watkins, told police with help from her father the accused took the boys following her court-ordered weekend with them in March of 2009, crossing the border to New York before boarding a flight to Germany, then Poland. In 2012, Ustashevska Watkins' father was convicted in Newmarket of helping her flee and received an 18-month conditional sentence, including a year under house arrest. He has since died. Ustashevska Watkins is now charged with 2 counts of abducting a child under the age of 14. Stephen Watkins eventually tracked down his boys in Poland and petitioned a Warsaw court to return them to Canada. His request was denied when the court ruled the boys were fully integrated into Polish society. The Watkins boys, who are now in their 20s, remained in Europe for years. Their mother has now been ordered by the court not to communicate with them or their father. Ustashevska Watkins is represented by defense lawyer Anthony Bryant. The allegations against her have not been tested in court. Mike Arsledy, CTV News, Newmarket.
So Simcoe police have welcomed 4 new special constables to the team. A ceremony was held earlier this week. The new members will be serving on the Court Services Unit, which provides security at the Ontario Court of Justice in Bradford. They are responsible for the security and transportation of persons in custody, serving court-related documents and supporting bail hearings and trials. The new officers will also oversee the dissemination of evidence, disclosure packages, and respond to follow-up requests from the Crown Attorney's Office. The new YMCA build in Barrie is forming, and the team has been capturing it all. That is from a social media post with a caption saying, quote, "Every beam, every wall, every detail is bringing the new YMCA in Barrie to life in front of our eyes. Things are really coming together on site, and we are so grateful for the incredible teams building so much more than a building. They're creating a space where the community of Barrie will grow, connect, and thrive together." The Barrie YMCA has also created a website where you can follow the progress and learn more about how the project is coming together. Well, we're often told to thank a farmer for the food on our table, and you should. But there is another growing reason to thank our farmers, and that's tourism. Here's CTV's Mike Lang with a look at this economic driver for our region.
Whether you're looking to take that perfect social media picture, see livestock up close, or shop for farm fresh produce, there's a local destination for agritourists near and far.
It was a great growing year, so the flowers are looking amazing.
Laura's farm stand in Cookstown just opened for the season last week. It has become a popular spot in the summer for flower picking and photography.
We've got a few different wildflower fields, including a field of zinnias and a field of sunflowers. We've got thousands of blooms at the farm.
Up in Springwater, the strong growing season has been great news for Harris Farms and its staple crop, corn.
Corn definitely brings people in, yeah. So whenever we start sweet corn, we definitely notice more traffic coming through. People are very excited for it.
In a recent study by the county, 7 large local businesses that participated alone accounted for more than 1.2 million daily visits over a 2-year period.
Agritourism is becoming popular, especially with young families, and I think it's because it combines education, social media worthy experiences, and recreation, and it's something that families can do together on a budget.
Province-wide, the sector accounts for nearly 10,000 jobs and a $640 million economic output, according to Agritourism Ontario.
The underlying motivation for our members, and I think farmers across the province, is getting people to know where their food comes from, how it's produced.
We are excited to keep growing all the things we grow and can bring that fresh produce to people's tables.
While corn season remains in full swing, up next is tomatoes, followed by pumpkins and squash in the fall. Flower season typically runs until around mid-September. Mike Lang, CTV News, Springwater Township.
Case, while I was home in the Ottawa Valley, the local farms had fresh corn. Oh, there's nothing better than a cob rolled in butter, except for I'm never patient enough. I always bite into it too early and burn the roof of my mouth.
Oh, yeah, well, that's kind of a classic Canadian thing to do, isn't it? Absolutely. Corn roast, fantastic. It is that kind of corn season, isn't it? And a little breezy out here right now. The wind's picking up. Let's talk about the weather. Embrace summertime, my favorite time of season, I might add, my favorite season. We're looking at, first look at the forecast brought to you by the graveldrivewayguide.com, your local gravel driveway expert. Sarah, 24 degrees is what we're looking at. Winds picking up out of the northwest. No smoke, that's good. No local smoke, just a breeze, a good breeze. It'll gust as high as about 40 a little later on. This is a look at the temperature outside your door as we speak. How about 25 degrees in Owen Sound? Call it 25 in Parry Sound, 25 in Gravenhurst, 23 in Mount Forest, 24 in Newmarket, and 21 degrees in Alliston, Ontario. Potato country. This is the radar satellite images over the last little while, and clear skies, well, clear and clearing. If you got a few clouds in the sky, clearing skies overnight. There'll be about 1 million stars for you to take in and enjoy. And coming up, Sarah, temperatures are starting to climb. We're going to let you know, yes, we're going to let you know how high they're going to climb and if humidity is right there with it. All that coming up in a few minutes' time.
Okay, I'm going to trust you on that one because you got the weather forecast right today. Yesterday, a different story, Case. I won't let that one go. We'll see you a little later in the newscast. A changing of the guard at CFB Borden. A new commander has taken the reins of the base. Colonel Adam Moore assumed command of Base Borden and the Military Personnel Generation Training Group from Colonel Melissa Ramasar in a ceremony this afternoon. Colonel Moore served on numerous overseas tours, including deployments to Bosnia, Herzegovina, Afghanistan, and Iraq. He will now lead the largest training base in the Canadian Armed Forces. CFB Borden traces its origins back to 1916 and served as a major training center for soldiers who would later serve on First World War battlefields in Europe, including Vimy Ridge. Wildfires, they continue to burn across the country, including in northern Ontario. The latest update from the province says 11 new wildland fires were confirmed in the northwestern region on Tuesday. That brought the total number of active fires there to 122, with 30 located in the northeast and no new fires confirmed there yesterday. Meanwhile, officials in British Columbia say the situation is intensifying near the community of Clinton. Fires which have forced the evacuation of the community and surrounding areas. They continue to burn overnight. Now there is concern about severe storms in the forecast, with a yellow thunderstorm alert in effect for parts of BC's Cariboo region. Wildfire smoke continues to impact air quality across that province. The federal government says it plans to spend nearly $2 billion to replace Via Rail's aging locomotives and build a plant in Montreal. Transport Minister Stephen McKinnon made the announcement in Montreal, where a new assembly plant and maintenance facility will be constructed. Ottawa says the trains will be built by Switzerland-based Stadler. The first 9 will be built in Spain and the remaining 36 built right here in Canada.
This announcement is about far more than new trains. It's about building our country, supporting our workers, supporting passengers, creating good jobs, and developing expertise right here in Canada.
The trains will replace Via Rail's fleet across the country, except for the Windsor-Quebec City corridor, where the federal government is planning a new high-speed rail line. Well, when a fire breaks out in a home, firefighters are often saving more than just the people inside. It's the pets, too.
Basically, just slide this over the snout or beak or whatever animal you have. The rubber around here will help keep a seal, so we'll give them the best quality of oxygen that we can give them.
That's a look at the donation of pet-specific oxygen masks from the Barrie Kennel and Obedience Club to the Barrie Fire Department. Each kit comes with 3 sizes that can be used on an animal's nose or beak, as we just heard, so first responders can provide life-saving oxygen to those suffering from smoke inhalation or respiratory distress, and experts say it can significantly improve recovery chances.
Many people consider pets to be part of their family. I know I do myself. And to have a tool like this that'll help to provide that fresh oxygen for an animal at the time of a fire is going to be essential for our frontline firefighters.
For the club, it means a lot. All of us, or most of the club members, have been in dogs for 25 plus years. So to be able to see an animal saved, just gets to all of our hearts.
The Barrie Kennel and Obedience Clubs told me that they are working towards donating pet-specific oxygen masks to every local department in our region. Now, if pets do need vet care, there's now an emergency room that's open 24/7. It's in Collingwood. The doors are officially open at the Collingwood Animal Referral and Emergency Centre and features a state-of-the-art operating room and specialized care like advanced orthopedic, soft tissue, and life-saving surgeries. There's also technology like shadowless surgical lighting, so surgeons have high-intensity light for those intricate procedures, multi-perimeter monitoring to track vital signs, and active patient warming to keep pet patients comfortable and stable. Care, it's called for short, is on Pretty River Parkway and is open 24/7 every day of the year. Coming up next here on CTV Barrie, if you're a fan of techno music, this festival might be for you. We'll let you know which outdoor stage in our region will soon feature more than 50 artists. Plus, if your child likes to sing and dance and embrace the arts, this summer camp might be perfect for them, and there's still time to sign up. Those stories after the break. Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors.
Music, it's a small community, so when something's really good, we all want to be part of it.
We have an amazing music scene here. Having people come together in community, listen to some amazing local artists, brings the downtown alive. It brings our city alive.
Thanks for staying with us. Summer camps are in full swing, and here in our region, there's something for everyone.
Big smile? Smile. Yeah? We got this, okay?
My favorite about this camp is going to the theater.
But there's no place like home.
Camp is really fun because you get to dance, perform, and sing with friends, and you get to act, watch movies, and play with your friends.
Exactly the type of camp I went to growing up. That's a glimpse of the Moving Art Center camp in Barrie, which sees between 20 and 25 students in each of the two camps running in the building on Ann Street from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's designed for children aged 5 to 14 and offers musical theater, dance, drama, acting, and more.
Moving Art is a really important hub in Barrie for the arts. We run a lot of competitive dance teams. We have technique dance classes, and it's a really great opportunity for kids to come out who would really enjoy the arts and love performing.
And I checked just before the show. There is still time and space to sign up for next week's camp at the Moving Arts Center, where kids get to take advantage of the studio and theater space, as well as time outdoors to soak up the sunshine when we get it. There's also before and after care for families that need it for an extra charge. What started off as a great backyard party in Holland Landing has grown into one of the most successful indie music festivals in Ontario. The 5th annual Gussapalooza Music Festival features more than 50 musical artists, food trucks, artisans, and Kids Village for what has become one of the most recognizable events for up-and-coming talent to showcase their message. Now, there is more this year that's new.
Our base web stage was our first EDM stage at Gussapalooza, so that'll be like techno, your DJs, all that kind of stuff. It's something that we've been asked for years. We have our Wonderground, which is an immersive, interactive art area. So there's going to think like giant mushrooms and lots of lights and really cool nighttime vibe.
Gussapalooza Music Festival runs August 21st to the 23rd in Cookstown. I had a ton of fun at that festival last year. Now, this is a classic celebration bringing the music to Bradford, West Gwillimbury.
Well, since my baby left, I found a new place to dwell. It's Saturday and along the street to a rainbow hill.
Elvis has risen. The second last Music in the Square at the town's new outdoor stage was held last night. It brings the community together, young and hard, let's say, for a free concert.
We just came to listen to the music.
Yeah, and it's going to be so fun to see everyone here.
And they have a lot of
activities for kids to do here and a voting poll. Yeah, so I just voted that would be and got candy.
Yeah, and I just want a lollipop. So far, the summer's been great. We've had some great weather. It really brings the community together. I know it's one of Bradford's biggest events that we do in the summer.
The last Music in the Square is coming up next Tuesday, and as always, it'll be held at the public square. If you are trying to keep tabs on all of these local events, because there are often many of them, you can always track them all on our website, ctvnews.ca/Barrie, or use your cell phone to scan that little QR code on the bottom of the screen. Never too early to start talking about the weekend, and for that we go to Bounce 104 morning show host Martin Van Coy. Here are your weekend event listings.
Hi, I'm Martin Van Coy for Bounce Radio, and these are your weekend events for Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1. We kick things off on the Barrie waterfront, where Kempin Fest returns this civic holiday weekend from Friday to Monday. It's one of Ontario's largest waterfront festival, featuring hundreds of arts and crafts vendors, live entertainment, a midway, family activities, and plenty of food along the shoreline. Sunday is Pure Country Day, making it the perfect time for country fans to check out all the festivities while celebrating with Pure Country 106. You can learn more at kempinfest.com. If you're looking for a swashbuckling adventure, Pirate Fest 2026 takes over Muskoka Wharf in Gravenhurst on Saturday and Sunday. This free family festival features pirate shows, treasure hunts, sea shanties, midway attractions, roving entertainers, and even pirate-themed cruises aboard the Winona 2. Whether you're a seasoned pirate or just young at heart, there's plenty of fun to be found around the shores of Lake Muskoka. You can learn more at realmuskoka.com. Meanwhile, the Georgian Bay Steam Show returns to Innisfil for its 61st year throughout the long weekend. The event showcases antique steam engines, tractors, automobiles, and historic machinery, along with pancake breakfasts, tractor pulls, live entertainment, family activities, and the always popular Steam Engine Spark Show after dark. You can learn more at innisfil.ca. Lastly, Dirt in the Skirt takes over the Barrie Sports Complex from Friday evening through to Saturday evening. The unique all-women's charity slow pitch tournament brings together 24 teams in vintage-inspired uniforms for 24 hours of baseball, music, vendors, raffles, and family fun. The event supports local women and children through charitable fundraising efforts and continues to grow as one of the area's most inspiring community events. You can learn more at silvercoco.ca. Those are your weekend events for Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
She was one of Canada's most renowned artists, the subject of numerous monographs, novels, plays, docu-series, and even a feature film. Coming up next here on CTV Barrie, where you can now find her permanent exhibit. Hint, it's in her hometown. But first, let's check in with Case. He's in Bob's Garden.
Well, the winds are picking up. It's a beautiful night to be outside. Maybe have a campfire, maybe have a campfire. It's time to check our campfire conditions across the region. Let's have a look right now. In Simcoe County is mostly moderate, with Bradford, Essa, Innisfil, and New Tecumseh rated at high. And the rating across Muskoka is moderate. Campfire conditions brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. Call 1-800-JUSTICE, and our weather watcher artiste Naomi says, hey, you know what? Playing in a great playground is the high point of summer. Check out Walter Henry Park in Aurelia. I did. Fantastic. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph.
From Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we're giving away tickets to see Letterkenny live at Casino Rama Resort.
And we have a whole week of Guns N' Roses tickets giveaways.
Yeah, so make sure you tune in Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 10 for your chance to win.
Picture this. Brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
If you have a car that you take such good care of, perhaps you call it your baby, we would love for you to send us a photo and we'll feature it, because this week we are celebrating classic cars. Picture this at ctv.ca for a chance to be features. Now, speaking of vehicles, Case, you and I went out for our lovely little lunch today. And I'm just thinking we should maybe apologize to the people that we held up in the Tim Hortons line. Do you want to explain to our viewers what happened with your Jeep?
Bad gas. The bad gas. That must have been it.
Still learning?
Stalling of the manual transmission. Bad gas. That's what we're going with, Sarah. We're going with the bad gas.
No, that clutch is something else. I give you credit for being able to function in that Jeep.
I gotta love the old standards, that's for sure. And yeah, top down and away you go, right? That's the kind of day it was as far as weather goes. And if you're lucky to have a convertible, yeah, lots of fun. Lots of fun. And is it to be fun over the next few days? Well, let's find out with the forecast. Starting right now with the temperature outside your door. How about 24 degrees here in Barrie, 23 in Algonquin Park where the wild things are. I haven't said that in a while. 25 in Gravenhurst, 25 in Parry Sound. Yeah, the humidity levels really aren't rising just yet, but they will. And 26 degrees, feeling like 28 in Toronto. This is the almanac for today. 25 and 16, the high, the low. 38.3, ladies and gentlemen, in 1916. 38.3, second hottest day ever recorded in Barrie, okay? Next to the July 5th, 1911, 38.9, just so you know. 5 degrees overnight record low. I'm going to call it the overnight record. Back in 1956, record cool. Sunrise, sunset, how about 14 hours and 42 minutes of daylight? Here comes the forecast radar. Look at all that activity on the right side. Not coming our direction. Now, City of Kawartha Lakes and eastward, they're getting lots of action. We're getting a beautiful summer evening. This is tomorrow. Oh, no, this is tonight. This is the southern tip of Georgian Bay. I'll get it right. Clutch. That's clutch is stuck. That's what it is. Clearing skies and low-lying fog. That's what we're into this evening. 12 and 14 degrees. 25 and 26 for tomorrow. Sunshine. Plenty of it, too. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 13 and 14 degrees under clearing skies this evening. Go out and try and count the stars. How about 25, 28 for tomorrow? Humidex 31. Here it goes. Sunny skies for you to enjoy tomorrow. Top down, Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Haliburton. 14, 15, 16 degrees in Haliburton. Clearing skies this evening. Oh, what a gorgeous evening. 26, 28 degrees and sunshine for tomorrow. Does the sunshine want to stick around? Well, we'll have that answer for you in the 5-day extended forecast. The Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast. To be precise, this is it. 5-day extended forecast, Simcoe County. Here we go. Friday, well, late day, 30% chance of showers. Fair skies for the most part. 30% chance of late day showers, 27 degrees to the high. It'll be sticky. Ooh, so sticky. Saturday, cloudy skies, 40% chance of shower activity. It looks like Sunday has sun and cloud wrestling for the skies and a 40% chance of shower activity. 24. Civic Holiday Monday, 26. Sun and cloud, nice. This is the 5-day extended forecast. York region. Muskoka, Parry Sound. Easy case. Let's deal with York region first. 30% chance of a shower on Friday. Fair skies. It'll be late day shower, 27 degrees. At this point, cloudy on Saturday, 40% chance of a shower. 27, fair skies. As the day goes on, we have clearing skies, 40% chance of showers earlier on Sunday, 27 degrees. And then holiday Monday, perfect. 5-day extended forecast. Here we go. Muskoka, Parry Sound, Haliburton. Same situation, relatively same situation as far as our forecast goes. We're looking at fair skies to start with on Friday, 30% chance of a late day shower, 27 degrees. Looks like Saturday and Sunday cloud filled and a 60 and a 40% chance of shower activity. Whoop, there's the holiday Monday, Civic Holiday Monday, sun and cloud. And 26, a gorgeous night tonight and a gorgeous day to celebrate a happy anniversary. Yeah, happy 65th wedding anniversary. Leslie and Lorraine Sheffer of Stainer. Yeah, 5 kids, 18 grandchildren, 15 great-grandchildren, and a couple on the way, if you know what I'm talking about. They're farmers. Yes, a lovely farming community out there. Leslie enjoys a little bit of woodworking, and Lorraine, well, she taught homemaking. Lots of love from all of us here at CTV and your family. Eleanor, Anne, Claire, Catherine, and everybody else. 65 years of wedding bliss. Man, that's nice.
What an incredible legacy. Happy anniversary, Leslie and Lorraine and the entire family. A great celebration. Thanks, Case. Now the countdown is on. Your last chance to win big in one of the region's largest 50-50 draws. Ticket sales for the RVH Auxiliary 50-50 draw close at 1 minute to midnight with a take-home prize of more than $337,000. The monthly draw is a key fundraiser supporting Simcoe County's largest hospital and the vital services it provides, not just at the main campus, but throughout the region, including in Innisfil.
We're at the Rizzardo because this is where the third MRI machine is going to go. That's going to provide so many more scans, 4,000 more scans per year. And the auxiliary is behind pledging $2.5 million towards putting an MRI at this site. So it's wonderful for the auxiliary and the surrounding communities.
Proceeds go directly to patient care and critical equipment, making this one of the region's most important fundraisers. The work of Nova Scotia painter Maud Lewis is celebrated right around the world, with her art selling for tens of thousands of dollars. Well, now a new gallery in her hometown is celebrating her life and career. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth reports.
When this art gallery first opened in June, the operators made a splash with their first exhibit.
We knew we wanted to start with a big one.
These Maud Lewis paintings are on display until September. It's the second biggest showcase of Lewis's folk art. Many of these paintings represent her early work, using bright colors to capture winter scenes, farm animals, and flowers. There are also many of Lewis's postcards, which she sold door to door for 5 cents each.
They're smaller, they're more detailed, they're more personal.
These paintings depict Lewis's perspective of life in southwestern Nova Scotia in the mid-20th century.
It represents artistically the nature of the community.
The gallery is already a major tourism draw, attracting people from across Canada and around the world.
It's honest. That's what I'm really thinking. Like what you see is what you get.
Lewis, who died in 1970, lived in poverty and with rheumatoid arthritis. She only gained recognition for her art later in life. Today, many of her paintings are worth tens of thousands of dollars.
Every one of her paintings brings joy to everyone. Everybody smiles. They speak to all audiences, young and old.
These 74 pieces of art offer a celebration of the life and legacy of Maud Lewis and her importance to this community. Lewis was born in the Yarmouth area and later moved to a tiny house in Marshalltown, Nova Scotia.
That's why the exhibit is called Maud Comes Home. Maud's Coming Home.
A fitting location to celebrate the world-famous paintings of Maud Lewis. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Yarmouth, Nova Scotia.
And still to come here on CTV Barrie, the city of Barrie continues to crack down on illegal dispensaries. So Mayor Alex Nuttall will join us in studio to expand on the new plan, which includes some hefty fines for building owners, allowing the businesses to run. That and more after the break. Recapping our top stories, the District of Muskoka is considering a private sector partnership to build affordable housing and is looking for feedback. The municipality wants to create a corporation to run a modular housing factory. If approved, it could speed up the building process by almost 6 months. Agritourism is big in our region. In a recent study by the County of Simcoe, 7 large local businesses that participated accounted for 1.2 million daily visits over a 2-year period. Province-wide, the sector accounts for nearly 10,000 jobs and a $640 million economic output. That's according to Agritourism Ontario. And behind bars and denied bail, Adita Utashevska-Watkins is scheduled to stand trial next October before a judge and jury, accused of abducting her sons from their father back in 2009 and fleeing to Poland. Utashevska-Watkins is charged with 2 counts of abducting a child under the age of 14. A bold step by the city of Barrie on Tuesday to address what Mayor Alex Nuttall has called lawlessness in the downtown, increasing fines against building owners where illegal dispensaries operate in our downtown core. To address that plan and its efficacy is Mayor Nuttall. Good to have you. 24 hours. Which locations that you outlined are still open at this point?
Yeah, we started with 6 locations. The police had been going in and trying to shut them down. We're down to 2 locations. Those locations have both received $3,000 fines in, I guess, the last couple of months here. And there'll be an additional $5,000 fine levied against each of those 2 locations on August the 4th, with $500 a day after that. And so these fines are going to the building owners rather than the operators of the mushroom shops and other drugs as well. And so that's what we're doing to ramp it up to get these illegal dispensaries shut down.
Now, would you say that the problem that we're discussing, is that part of the ongoing state of emergency?
I think it's probably a small piece of the ongoing state of emergency. When you look at what happened a couple of years ago, where we had a firebombing at one of the mushroom locations, and then we had a car driven through the front of another one of those locations. Obviously, it's more than just, you know, mushrooms that are being dealt with here. There's an organized crime element, and so it's important that we have lawful, respectful behavior in Barrie's downtown and anywhere around our city. And so we're just not going to let this continue. We've been shutting them down over and over and over again. Within 24 hours, they pop back open.
Mm-hmm. How have the other businesses in the downtown core been reacting?
Well, I think they're excited. You know, we see a lot of opportunity in downtown, a lot of positive things happening from the stadium to the Performing Arts Center, Lakehead University. And, you know, part of this is that when tourists are coming to our city, they need to understand that this is a family-friendly place. This is a place where you can jump into a restaurant, have dinner, go to a cafe, go to one of our shops and buy clothing or what have you. We shouldn't be having illegal dispensaries there. And so the businesses downtown have been very supportive of this approach. Certainly we'll continue to work with them going forward.
What might you say to criticism that marijuana and psilocybin or magic mushrooms aren't part of that larger epidemic?
Well, I think that it's important to realize that the government has gone through a process of legalizing marijuana. If these different stores would like to sell marijuana legally in tune with the federal and the provincial governments, they need to have a license to do so. And it needs to fall under the control of the province. Anything outside of that's illegal, and we'll certainly move to remove it operating in our downtown. In terms of the mushrooms, we know that there's been these organized crime elements going back and forth, fighting over territory. That doesn't sound like something that's used to go study at night. It sounds like there's a lot more there. And what we've seen when there've been actual police raids and shutdowns is it's not just the mushrooms that are there. There's other drugs, other elements, and we just don't want those in our community.
Mm-hmm. Police, speaking of police, recently released a video stating that they can't arrest people for being high because of Canada's drug laws. So have you had any conversations federally to perhaps approach this as, you know, public intoxication from alcohol, so similar to that?
Yeah, we certainly want to have that change made. I think it's something that should be done right across Canada, but even here, just in Ontario, if we could move the ball down the court, I think that would be a huge move forward. If I was, and I'm going to use myself, so I'm not projecting this on anyone else, if I was somebody who was intoxicated on alcohol in public, I would be dealt with by the police today. If I'm somebody who has done fentanyl, I'm not. That needs to change. We need to make sure that we can keep our streets safe, not just for the individuals who are driving by or walking by, but for that individual who obviously has a massive addiction problem. We want to get them into help and support. We don't want to see them standing in the middle of the road bending over. And we need to have the feds in the province move forward to change that so that we can protect those individuals when they're in that overdose state.
Okay. Finally, Mayor Nuttall, on a personal, lighter note, I understand congratulations are in order. Would you like to share your news with our audience?
Yeah, Meg and I today announced that we're having a baby. We don't know what yet, but it's going to come in December, and we're super excited. Obviously, there'll be some sleepless nights, but you know, some of those happen already, so it's going to be a lot of fun, and the kids are ecstatic for it. So,
Well, from the whole team, congratulations to you, the whole family. Alex, that's very exciting.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and bring up the CTV website, because this will be an ongoing discussion, and you can follow it all, ctvnews.ca/Barrie. Turning to business news now, the billionaire CEO of Shopify, one of Canada's richest companies, is facing some severe backlash over comments he made about voting power. On social media, X, Toby Lutt responded, quote, good system to oppose proposing Canadians receive more votes based on how much income tax they pay. The proposal suggested up to 5 votes for the wealthiest. Moving right into the markets, the TSX was down 415 points. The Dow was down 1,153. And NASDAQ was down 433. And commodities, oil was up, closing at 84.46 a barrel. Gold was down, finishing at 4,097 an ounce. And our dollar was up, ending the day at 71.01 cents U.S. Toronto Blue Jays were looking for a series win this afternoon as they wrapped up their 3-game set with the Washington Nationals.
Popped up, shallow right center, and it's down!
Already up 2-1, Kazuma Okamoto got 2 more runs on the board with this double in the 8th. They went on to win the game 5-2. The Jays now return home to open a series with the St. Louis Cardinals on Friday. Still to come, you may have heard of a weed whacker, but what about a weed zapper? We'll share how farmers on PEI hope the organic add to the crop process might be the future of agriculture. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Country 106. Central Ontario's home for the best country music. Listen to Pure Country 106.
Time now to take a look at your Wednesday night primetime lineup. Back-to-back episodes of The Rookie starting at 8, followed by Criminal Minds at 10 p.m. and CTV News Barrie at 11. Canadian farmers now have a new tool in the fight against weeds. CTV's Maria Saru has more on the new testing for the weed zapper.
From above, it might look like a routine pass through a field, but this tractor isn't spraying weeds, it's zapping them.
It sparks joy. It's just another tool in our toolbox when we're trying to take an integrated approach to weed management.
It's called the Weed Zapper and it's being tested in PEI fields. It won't replace chemical control, so farmers will still need traditional spraying or cultivation programs. It can serve as a second swipe for weeds that survive or resist herbicides, and it offers an organic option.
So these plants weren't zapped, but these ones were zapped. This is where we would have hit it with the bar, and then this is wilted, so it's just going to slowly wilt more and more.
But the current doesn't always distinguish a weed from a crop.
The weeds should be about 15 to 20 centimeters taller than the crop plants, sort of at minimum, because the machine is pretty lethal on vegetation in general.
Dry conditions bring another risk, fire. That's a concern after drought hit PEI and much of the Maritimes last year. Researchers avoid parched fields, check burn bans, and keep a fire extinguisher on hand.
I wouldn't go over top of a field of wheat or barley that's starting to dry down, even if the weeds are moist, because it has a chance to go to the barley and then set fire.
Electric weeding tools are more common in the US and South America, but interest has been picking up among Canadian producers. Some units can cost more than $100,000, but farmers can share the investment and buy fewer herbicides as prices rise.
It might take 10 years, but you will eventually, when you're just driving through a rural area, you will look twice and say, what the heck is that big gray thing on the back of that tractor?
The Weed Zapper will be tested on PEI potato fields in the coming weeks, with more research on other kinds of vegetables in the next 2 years. Maria Saru, CTV News, Harrington, Prince Edward Island.
All right, time to talk Get Up and Go. You sure you have a handle on it?
I got it in gear. Let's put the clutch in and away we go. First thing tomorrow morning, what are we looking at? Well, how about a little sunshine right across the board? There it is, right across the board. Sunny skies, 16, 17 degrees in Barrie, Newmarket, and Gravenhurst. Have yourself a great evening. Sarah.
So lucky to work with Case and have such a great team. I'm Sarah Freemark. Thank you so much for watching CTV Barrie tonight. Take care.